News 46. Local coverage you can count on.
Fairy tales can come true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart.
The next hour brings entertainment and information for those of you who are young at heart. Here are your hosts, Lynn Peterson and Al Jones.
If you're young at heart.
Up on the rooftop, ho, ho, ho. Do you know the rest of the lyrics?
Up on the rooftop, bum, bum, bum.
Anyway, it's stuck in my head.
I used to know it.
I'm Lynn with the Young at Heart television show, along with my co-host,
Al
Jones. And welcome to another edition of Young at Heart. It is the Christmas season. It's coming fast.
It is.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe how fast.
It goes fast.
It does, and then it disappears just as fast.
It does.
So I think I should go on a cruise after this.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Someplace warm.
Someplace really warm.
Someplace really, really warm.
Would be lovely, darling.
Lovely.
Anyway, we are so glad that you're here to join us today.
Boom, boom.
And I've got my background music as I tell you about all the wonderful things that are going to be happening today, along with, we told you last week that we were doing a contest to win some lovely discount tickets from Denny's. Well, it's coming up this Wednesday, and Lulu, if you submitted your name, she will be announcing on her email or website. Email. The 4 winners. There are going to be 4 winners.
4?
Not 1, but 4. So what you have to do is go back to Lulu at KPVM.TV.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that way people will remember if you kind of hesitate.
That's true.
And then,
Hesitate.
and yeah, so
Yes.
that's Lulu. And so Wednesday, go online or go to her email and you'll see who won the lovely book of discounts. And then also, yes, you have to come up to the station here to pick them up from Lulu.
That's right.
Yes.
And don't forget the pies over there at Benny.
Pies are really darn good, those pies.
Good pies.
Almost as good as Mama used to make them.
That's right.
That's right. Now, we have
Yeah.
some good safety tips coming up on our show. We have Steve Moody from the Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue.
Right.
And he'll be explaining some of the things, the do's and don'ts about the Christmas season with lights and also for the winter season itself.
Which is very important.
Yes, it is. We have Joan from Albertsons who's brought all these wonderful, delicious foods.
That's right.
But we like Joan for her too. Not
Oh,
just because she
definitely.
brings us food,
Oh, no.
but she's
no.
going to talk about all the specials in Albertsons.
And then
Yes.
Ann Blankenship, who from the Senior Center, talking about all the activities at the Senior Center,
Yay!
which is not only just the food, which,
The food, but there's a lot
everything.
going on.
Nutrition, transportation services, all the services that they have,
Wow.
and special events and so forth. It is beautiful.
Yeah.
The things that you can do at the Senior
Definitely
Center.
take advantage of that if you're a senior.
That's right, if you're a senior.
Yep.
You have to be a senior.
Okay, that's true. Did you have a good weekend?
I had a very good
Oh
weekend.
yeah, we'll have cowboy cooking too.
Yeah,
He's
that'll
going to
be
be
some-
talking more about that. Thank you very much for reminding us.
Yes. The weekend I was at the kids' Christmas show at the Nugget, and these
How
little
did that
kids, oh, it
go?
was beautiful. The little kids singing and carrying on. That was so nice. And then you had a cowboy there singing with the
Yes.
guitar.
Uh-huh.
He was good.
That's super.
He
So
was
it's a
good.
great show all the way
Great
around.
show.
I
That's
understand.
right. It was.
Rhonda also sang.
She sang 2 songs, and there's the choirs, the little kids choir, the adult choirs.
To me, that's
singing.
wonderful because those
It was
kids,
great.
they need activities and they love.
True.
Most kids love to be on stage.
Right.
They really do. It gives them a sense of well-being and it makes them a little special. I think, don't
It
you?
does. I think so.
Yeah.
You said something about the top 15 least annoying Christmas carols.
I did.
You want me to say
I didn't say
one?
it on air, but
You want me to say one?
yes, I want you to say what is the top 15. What?
The one
Least annoying Christmas
least
carols.
annoying.
The Christmas
song by Nat King Cole. That's been going around for a long time. God mess ye merry gentlemen.
Gentlemen?
Yeah, that's
Joy
it.
to the world.
Joy to the world, away in the manger,
yeah.
Silent Night. I like that Silent Night.
What is your most annoying? I know what my most annoying one is.
Like a reindeer.
Do you know my cousin wrote that song?
Is that right?
Yes.
Oh, no.
My most annoying is Feliz Navidad. I'm
Feliz
sorry.
Navidad?
Because you know what?
Oh.
It's just repeat, 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 repeat.
Oh, yeah, it's no new lyrics in
There's
there.
nothing there.
Nothing there.
Anyway, but we're not talking about that because we're in here for joy and
That's
fun.
right, joy and fun
winter
and everything.
The Christmas season.
That's right.
It's Christmas, Christmas, Christmas,
Yay.
Christmas, Christmas. We love you. We'll be back and after these commercial messages. Well, welcome back, everybody here. The station is so happy because one of our favorite people is with us again. It's Joan from Albertsons.
Yay!
And of course, whenever Joan's here, she brings all this delicious food. And we are so appreciative of it. And look, she even brought a cute, cuddly little reindeer for us to kind of like pass around. Just snuggle.
What's his name?
Snuggle.
Snuggle.
It's snuggle now.
Snuggle dear.
Snuggle. And this little guy you can also find at Albertsons.
Oh, absolutely. I brought a lot of samples of what you can find at
Yay.
Albertsons.
Yes.
Yay! Snuggles!
Yay.
Okay, you sit. Oh no, you can't be seen. And of course, we've got all the Santa balloons and things like that for festive entertaining.
Well, it's the season. It is the season, and we have a lot of things going on at our store. And I brought examples of all the different types of foods that we are carrying. We've got baklava. We have our cupcakes. We have our cheese balls over there in the deli area. Now, our deli, you can order a turkey dinner from the deli if you give them, I think it's 24 or 48 hours notice. Come in and they'll full out dinner, full out turkey dinner. There's various prices on how large the turkey dinner that you want.
Okay.
And you just need to come in and talk to our service manager and in the deli department, and she will hook you up beautifully.
So, are we talking a turkey with the
Turkey
legs
with
and everything?
the whole turkey with the dressings and potatoes and everything.
Greens or whatever.
Yes,
Yeah. So you
yes.
can kind of build your own, basically.
Yes, you can have. They'll do it for you. I mean, they'll do what you need. And
How far in advance did you say?
I'd say give them a day or two, at least 24 hours notice.
That's all.
That
At
makes
least a
good.
24-hour notice.
Can I got to ask you a question? Do you get a lot of people that prefer to do something like that over
They do.
doing it
She
themselves?
does pretty well at selling out of her dinners.
So
during the-
it's kind of a first come first serve, or does she put a
Probably,
number
but
of
she
how
does
many?
have so many. I mean, she has enough to. I guess it's first come first serve. So get in there and she'll hook you up.
I'm gonna have to consider that this year.
This week in our ad that starts Wednesday on the 18th through the 20th, it's double tickets. Now, I don't know if anybody else has heard about it, but we have a game going on right now in all our stores. It's called Wish Big, Win Big, and I think there's like $28 million in prizes that they've been giving out throughout the area.
Yeah.
And
Are those little stickers that
the
they
little tiny stick, yeah,
you put on
yes.
your
And
brochure? Yeah.
on the 18th through the 20th, that's Sunday through Tuesday, it'll be double stickers.
Woo!
And you can go through the store and you see different items that are that can be used on those stickers. Another thing too is on the Tuesday the 20th is Senior Citizen Discount Day.
Wow,
That's
5% off for seniors.
5% off for the 20th of December. And, that adds up after a while.
It
That
does.
does add
It
up.
does.
It
Now-
really does.
I want you to make sure you tell me about this and that ham, because
Okay.
that was delicioso.
Now, on the 23rd, that's Friday, December 23rd, they are going to have Albertsons beef ribeye roasts. And you can come into the store and our butcher will cut and grade the exact roast that you want. It's a ribeye roast.
Is that what
And
you're
he'll-
going to do there, the
and
owl boy?
Yeah, and he will put the rub on it for you, or tell you which rub to go on. It's be a choice of rubs, and the grade, the size, and they'll put the seasoning rub on for you. And that's 50% off
Absolutely.
So you
That's
can
great.
save up to $4.99 a pound.
Wow.
That's good.
Wow.
My interest also was this ham.
Would you
Yes.
quit doing this
know.
on the table? We're picking it up on the boom mic.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, folks. It's not you. It's us.
Albertsons shank ham will be, a portion smoked ham will be 88 cents a pound, and that's with a $25 minimum purchase. That won't include that. We have, and our ad next week will be, be full of coupons that we can use.
And now your ads come in the Pahrump Valley paper,
Yes,
right?
that's right.
Yeah.
Yes, and the mail. They'll come through the mail also.
Oh, seriously? Okay.
Yeah, they come through the mail. Wednesday is when our ad will start. Our new ad will start. And so when this show is going to be on,
Right.
then the ad will either be almost starting or starting. So that way they can
Almost
take
starting or
advantage.
starting?
Yeah. Or already started.
I was going to say you meant the same thing.
Now, yeah, and we also have Joe, the sushi guy. We have the Sunny Sushi. He can
think you
make
can look that up,
platters
can't
for
you?
them. If he has a 24-hour notice, he can make up a platter. He will, if you come in and he's there, he will make it up for you right then and there. He's really good about that, and it's so good. It is so good.
It is very good. We've had them here at the station, and he does do that daily fresh, right?
That every day, it's fresh every
Yeah.
day. Yes, and then our
Of
produce.
course, yes, keep going. Your
We
produce.
got the produce going. I mean, we have Klondike Rose Gold Dust potatoes going to be on sale. Buy one bag, get one bag free.
Wow.
We also have navel oranges that are going to be a buy a bag, get one bag free. And chicken, the chicken boneless breast chicken tenders or thin sliced breasts. They're going to be buy one, get one free. And they are all bonus buy for the tickets for the game. So also
Fabulous.
dozen roses. They're also included in that bonus ticket. So you get tickets on that too. The roses and our bouquets. They're
And
just
you do all the designing if they want something special.
Right.
Joan is a master at designing beautiful centerpieces for him. She brought some with us to us. Gosh. And I think this is adorable. You might want to lift that
a
up
little
a little
centerpiece, and it's a little cookie jar or candy jar after the
more. You
holidays.
see, so it has a double use to it. It's a beautiful centerpiece, and you can stick your cookies in there and save them, and nobody will know, so you get them off
fresh
yourself.
flowers.
Of course,
And-
you got to have a poinsettia every once in a while, you know.
Yes.
Mine's still growing crazy. Can you believe from last,
From last year? Yes, I have
It's
had so
going
many
wild.
people. Yeah, I've had a lot of people come in and tell me that they have had that their poinsettias are still
Yeah.
going. I have my holiday arrangements will be coming in, and they will be available on Wednesday, December the 21st.
Wow. Yeah.
They're going to start at $19.99. That will be an arrangement with a single candle.
Would
So
that
that'd
be something
perfect-
like that, or?
It wouldn't be probably that type of container. It'll be
Okay.
a square as centerpiece.
Gotcha.
So it'll be
okay.
something similar to this.
Which is nice. I think
Yeah.
we have close-ups of those.
Yes.
Yeah,
You'll
they're
see
going to
it.
show
Yeah.
those,
Yeah.
stick those in. Don't forget the cookie.
Oh, yes. And our bakery has these wonderful little gingerbread cookies.
Yeah, of course. We got to have
that,
gingerbread men.
Oh, yes. She has a nice big table right there near the bakery and produce area that's just filled with goodies.
Run away! He's gone.
Yeah,
I won't tell anybody.
I won't tell.
Stay back there.
Well, we have a lot of
Oh,
things
boy.
going on the
It's
next
nuts.
week.
Like I
So, and also on, I believe it's on Monday or Tuesday next week, they're going to have, one of our fellows has miniature ponies, miniature horses, and he's going to have one over there at the store so the children could see. So I think if they can call and check. I'm not for sure which day. I think it's Monday or Tuesday. So have them call and they can call and check at the
Oh, that'll
store
be fun for them.
751-0160 and find out what day it is. I wish I had checked for sure.
Say that number
But-
one more time so we
751-0160. If you have any questions for our deli, our bakery, produce or floral, you can use that number and ask for the department.
Absolutely.
Just ask for Joan the Flower Lady. They'll know
That's
who
right.
I am.
They'll know who you are.
You know, I've got to say, I've been watching the new ads for Albertsons, and I just find it adorable with the singing fruit and vegetables and all the
Yes, I know. Isn't it
produce.
cute? Yeah.
That has got to be the kitschiest and catchiest little ad for Albertsons.
Well, they've really, really tried hard to come down in certain areas in our store so that people it can be more affordable. And our produce department is the one place that they really have come down in their numbers. So as soon as people find that out, hopefully we'll be bombarded with customers, you know,
I would
because
think,
we have
yeah.
such good quality and the prices are going lower. So
That's right. I think it's wonderful, and we appreciate you coming out all the time and just showing us all the lovely things that you can buy
Yes.
at Albertsons.
That's
and,
right. Not just showing us a thing, but we enjoy you.
oh, thank you.
Oh, yes, we do. We always liked having Joan on the phone. Joan on the phone.
Joan on the
Joan
phone.
on the show.
I liked it.
Yeah, we do.
Anyway, but we appreciate it. You have a great Merry Christmas.
Thank
and
you
all
very
of you get down
much.
to Albertsons, and we will be back. Welcome back to Young at Heart. Our next guest is Steve Moody, and he is with the Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue. And we're glad to have you today because this is the season, not only to be jolly, but to be very aware of lights and everything, because we just love putting up lights at Christmas, and we love putting up real Christmas trees. So Steve has graciously come here to talk a little bit about not only the Christmas season, but the winter itself and things that can go wrong, what to look for, and what you should be doing in your household. So let's start with Christmas and lights and fixtures and things like that.
Well, one of the major things that we run into is, for example, our overloaded extension cords, overloaded Christmas lights. Too many people put in too many Christmas tree lights together,
Right.
and then pops breakers, and then has problems with that.
Okay. So what is the recommended for, like, even on a plastic tree or a fake tree, and you're wrapping all the lights, how many would you suggest that you could, hook together and then put into the
Well,
main?
they have different types now. They have the
Okay.
new LED ones that you can hook. I believe it shows on the labels. They usually will say in the back how many you can plug in safely.
Oh, okay.
But I've always been, a rule of thought is for the old ones, maybe 3 strands, and that's
At the
it.
most,
At
yeah.
the most.
Yeah, so it's using kind of common sense because I didn't even know, well, like you said, these are the newer ones. You can actually see how many they will allow or say it's safe. And so 3 at the most of that, and then plugging it into then either a strip or right into the wall. What's safer?
Well, they make outdoor strips that are approved for the outdoor if you're doing outdoor Christmas lights. So you'd have to read the manufacturer recommendation on that too and see if they're outdoor or indoor. Make sure you have the right size extension cord. It should say on it. And each individual Christmas tree or lights will have a little fuse on it too. So make sure that the fuse are in proper. You have the right fuse for the strand of lights, and then be able to plug them in safely.
Okay, so speaking of fuses themselves or the lights themselves, if you have some of your lights and you're still reusing them, but say some of the little bulbs aren't working, is that something to be concerned about, or can you still use them even though the other little bulbs are working, but there might be a few that aren't?
I believe that you can still use them.
Okay, so
a
you've
lot
never
of
seen
the
a
old
problem
type,
with
if
that.
one goes out, they
They all
work.
go out,
So,
yeah.
And you have to individually investigate and search which one works. But
And I've got to mention, and Steve has reminded us, he's not an electrician, but just, I think, probably experience.
yeah, it's pretty
from
much
what you've
common
seen,
sense.
common
yeah.
sense. So tell what can happen, and let's look at. We've got some visuals here to see what can happen if you're not careful.
We found this. We have a report of a structure fire one time, and this is an overloaded extension cord. And if you can see it, it's actually spiraled and bursted open all the way
It
through.
almost looks like it is like it was made to look like a candy cane, but all of these little gaps here are where it burst open, right?
Yes, and it was actually melted to the floor in a bundle. When extension cords are wrapped in a tight coil, they retain heat, and that's also a fire hazard which can be stuck to the floor and then catch like carpet on fire and stuff like that. We've had a few issues with that around town. So this is just an example of an overloaded extension cord. Too many things plugged into one unit and then brought this to the main wall for that. And then we have another example of actually the plug-in where the connection actually wasn't connected right, or separated a little bit, and there was an arcing and actually blew the side of it out. So.
Oh my Lord, that looks dangerous. Now, so always check all your wall fixtures.
Yes.
Make sure that they are properly installed, but there again, we're not electricians either. So how it like that? I'm sure they didn't know.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, the larger Christmas bulbs that went on the real tree that get really hot.
Right.
You have to be really careful with it when the tree dries out. If you have a real tree in the house, make sure you don't overload those. Make sure, we were talking about, add water to your real tree so it doesn't dry out as fast. So there's certain issues. The newer lights now, the LED ones, don't put out that much heat, and they're actually very safe.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of common sense, I guess.
Yeah, I've noticed like on my tree, and even though you think, I like having, when I'm home especially, having the tree in all the time, and it is a fake tree. And we're saying earlier that most new faker trees are fire retardant.
They should be, yes. And then most of them, if you look at all the back of the lights, the tree and all, should be UL tested too. So that's.
But I even finger test it. Even though you think that those little tiny bulbs aren't going to get hot, I do like to, I'll walk over occasionally and finger test it just to make sure. If I can't feel any heat on my fingers, I'm assuming it's pretty darn safe.
Then you put up ornaments like the paper ornaments and stuff like that, and then make sure. The newer trees usually come in, say, sections, and they're the pre-lit ones. Make sure that they're connected right, and then you install it, and make sure that it's not only plugged in right, but make sure it's stable. Make sure the tree isn't wobbly, that it could fall. Cats can jump on it and dump it on somebody and get hurt like that. There's a whole different type of safety issues on that. Make sure the tree's secure. Make sure it's against any heat source like space heaters. Make sure it's away from all the plug-in units.
Yeah. Now let's talk about just winter safety in itself. You had a few stories of things that people have done to heat their homes or to take care of themselves. Let's talk about the do's and don'ts.
Well, the one thing, it's space heater time. We've had a lot of issues with space heaters. Make sure that if you do have to use a space heater, that it's usually out in the open. It can't fall and onto like the Christmas tree or something like that. Make sure that it's plugged into the right source. It's not plugged into a tree of other plugins and then it overloads a circuit. Make sure you have one that if it does tip over, it automatically shut off. The newer ones have that. So the space heaters are an issue with us. We've gotten a lot of structure fires with space heaters.
Probably don't leave them on all night long. Wouldn't you
suggest
that?
And unattended. Don't leave them on when you leave the house.
Right.
So that's another thing. An example is the fireplaces. We just had a structure fire with an unattended fireplace. So you don't ever want to leave like a fireplace or space heater unattended.
Right, exactly. And sources of heat to use in the home, you've made recommendations not to use your oven as a heat source.
We've run into issues with that too. The carbon monoxide is an issue with us in the wintertime. Make sure you have your furnace properly maintained and serviced.
Which is something nobody even thinks of. We think of changing our filters.
Yes.
Especially in the summer with the air conditioning. But who ever thinks that you should have it maintained? What do you recommend? Once a year?
Once a year, yeah, would be the safe bet, especially if you have like a propane one.
Right.
The other issue is don't heat your house. We've seen when the power goes out, people put their barbecues inside to heat their house.
Yes.
Open oven doors. That's another. Carbon monoxide is a silent killer, and it's very deadly. So if you start getting any medical issues when you're doing nausea, vomiting, headache, lethargic, dizzy, stuff like that, call 911 and can we at least come out and investigate it.
Right, and you said you had an incident like that just recently.
I had an incident last night, and it could have killed 2 elderly people, and they were smart. They called 911. We transported them to the hospital. They're safe, and we found out it possibly was their furnace. So it was lucky.
Yeah, very lucky. Now, what's with this? The turkey thing. People throwing it into a pot of oil, and are you seeing a lot of incidences from that? Or you have
I've seen the stuff on YouTube that they show you.
Yeah, not to do.
But not to do. Make sure that I believe the turkey. Make sure it's dry. I think, and then they dump it in, and a lot of fire departments have done demonstrations on that. But that's all I've seen.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any actual incidents on turkey fires out here.
It's been pretty quiet then, seasons from Thanksgiving on so far for you then.
Yeah, we've had a few fires. Well, the wind season happened last couple days, and we've had smoke detectors activations a lot through town. Make sure you change your smoke detector batteries. Make sure that I always recommend get a can of computer spray and spray out the smoke detectors because they get dust.
Wow, I never
Clean them
thought
out,
of that.
spray them out. When you change the batteries, spray them out, get all the dust out of them. Put the new batteries in, and then you should be fine.
And I gotta tell you, if you got more than one smoke detector in your house, when one goes off to be changed, trust me, it's going to go in succession, and it always happens in the middle of the night, so you may want to just change them out. When one goes, change them off.
Every 6 months.
Every 6 months.
Or 6 months or 1 year.
It's when they say the time changes. It's every 6
okay.
months. What they say, if they're hardwired, especially in like a stick-built home, if they're hardwired and battery backup,
right, that's what I'm
if
talking
one goes
about.
off, they all go off.
Absolutely.
So you have to change them and clean them out. We've had a lot with the dust. The dust gets in, it gets into the smoke detectors, and then they activate. So.
Well, I appreciate you coming out, Steve, and as I told you, great recommendations, and let's keep safe out there, people, and we'll be right back after this commercial.
Well, I'd like to show folks my first guest is Miss Ann Blankenship. She is the site manager, believe it or not, at the Pahrump Senior Center, which is located in Pahrump.
Yes, sir, it sure is. It's on 1370 West Basin.
Yeah, I know. I just thought it did a little Christmas cheer here.
There we go.
Yeah, welcome to Young at Heart.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Yeah, there are a lot of things going on at the Senior Center that a lot of folks don't know about. And I don't know how you want to start off. You want to start off nutrition or you start off transportation?
We have a little bit of everything going on. We have lunch every day that we serve from 11:30 to 12:30. Monday through Friday we're open. 9 to 3:30 are our actual our hours. Lunch is 11:30 to 12:30, but the door's open at 9. People come in. We have coffee available. There's always something to snack on and lots of socialization. That is our basic, our function is to help them get social. Keep people so they have other folks around them all the time, somebody to talk to, make new friends, meet new people, keeps everybody young.
Ah, very good. Now, the lunch is very inexpensive, I understand.
We ask for a $2 donation for lunch, and that's for seniors over 60. We also have a salad bar that is $2, and that is a fee for the salad bar, and the coffee is $1, which is also a fee. So for $5, really, a senior can come in and have from soup to nuts. We have soup, hot soup made every day, homemade on the property. All of our lunches are made there on the property. It's a really good meal. You can ask anybody that comes into the center. They walk out of there full every day, and the food is excellent.
I've been there, being that I'm over 60. I haven't been there in a while, so I'm going to have to come back.
Yes,
there,
you should.
Definitely, and do that. Now, I understand that transportation services.
We do have transportation also. Again, it's all of our services are based on 60 and over.
Okay.
Our transportation, we also provide Monday through Friday. The general times, our appointments, we'd like to have them before 1 in the afternoon so that our seniors, our drivers and our seniors won't be out there all afternoon riding around in a bus. But we do provide transportation. We ask for an $8 donation for that locally. We also provide medical transportation into Las Vegas 3 days a week on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. We do ask for a $20 donation on that as well, again, 60 and over. And those appointments we ask to be made by 11 because we have to start out of Pahrump, unfortunately, sometimes 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning to get folks to Las Vegas for an 8 o'clock appointment. And everything is based on donation. We do get grants from the Division of Aging Services, but those grants cover approximately a third of our expenses for the year, and that's why we have to build on donation. Without donations, we couldn't really function. We couldn't have all the facilities, all the things that we provide, we couldn't do without the donations.
Now, there's also medical kinds of things going on there, whereas you have the doctors come in and check. We have some of our doctors, for local doctors, come in. We've had just recently a nutrition seminar by Dr. Flores from Southwest Medical. We've also had Dr. Inocencio from Southwest Medicals also did a COPD seminar last week. We have Alzheimer's support group there twice a month. We have a grief support group. We have We have blood pressure checks. We have attorney services that are offered by Stovall and Associates at our center once a month. They come in and help the seniors with any kind of problems they have, and help. If it's a really big issue, then they'll have to take it further. But they'll come in and they do this all for nothing for the seniors.
Wow.
In our center.
Very good. Now, you also have special events.
We do. We have all kinds of stuff going on all the time. Our transportation manager, Don McIntosh, puts on beautiful trips. We just got back from one this week from Laughlin. They were down there for 3 days and 2 nights, and after their trip in Laughlin, they went to Railroad Pass. I couldn't think of the place. Railroad Pass for lunch, for a buffet lunch, and then off to Vegas to see the Christmas lights. And that whole package costs $75. That's 3 nights rooming, your food, or the one buffet, and your trip down there. You can't hardly go down there for that. Barely drive back and forth. So that's just one of the things that we have. And Don usually puts a trip on at least every month or couple of months. We have something going. We also have our Halloween parade. We had at Halloween time, we had a costume contest. Fabulous, and I think we have some pictures of that somewhere. The seniors got all dressed up. We had a good 30 people in costume. It was a blast. And then the seniors themselves vote on the best costume for the day. And there's prizes and stuff going on. We have Easter hat parades. We have all kinds of good things going on all the time. We try to keep it very active. We have craft groups. We have a bridge club. We have a group of ladies that do beaded jewelry, beautiful jewelry, and they're there once a week. And all these things are offered at no cost.
Now, you will travel, take people around here to different places.
Yes,
here?
Locally for shopping or medical or hair appointments or nail appointments, whatever the needs are here in town, and that's an $8 donation that we ask for, and that's round trip. All of these services are for round trip service.
Now, there are other kinds of things, going on here. For instance, that you make the seniors aware of. And then I know there's also the games and things that go on there at the center.
Yeah, they have a couple of groups that play cards. We have some people that play pinochle. We have some that play poker. We have the bridge club. That goes on in a couple of days a week. We are not available on Wednesday or Thursday afternoons. We keep that open for our seminars and whatnot that come up. We try to use that time for that because we are so space limited right now. We're looking forward to a new center soon. We hope.
That's what I was going to ask you about. That they have a center that's going to be.
It's proposed. We have not. Yeah, it's a proposed possibility here, and we're hoping it comes through soon. But it's always in the construction stage, and right now we don't know exactly where it stands because of all the the issues that go along with building. But we're praying for a new center. Believe me, we are really space limited right now.
I think it's going to happen.
I hope so. We're hoping so too. We think it is too.
Yeah, because it's something that's needed.
Oh, it's absolutely needed. It's so needed.
Yeah. What about the holiday now? Events coming up. I know that you said something about people dressed up for Halloween and so forth. What about the holiday
stuff? We've got a full schedule coming up in the next 2 weeks of volunteers, and we're very, very fortunate. We have so many people that volunteer to help us out and do so many great things. Our Thanksgiving dinner, we had people from all over the town helping us out with volunteering and helping serve, helping provide the food. Commissioner Hollis does some of that, and Southwest Medical, and also United Healthcare. They've all helped us out this year. It's been really, really wonderful. But we have our special dinners on Christmas and New Year and on Thanksgiving, but we have also carolers coming in. We have 4-H Club is coming in to do some caroling. One of our seniors himself, Gino Carroll, who used to was a performer in his day, he still comes in and performs for us every year. He does it almost every single year. He's starting to get up there where he's not able to do what he used to do, but he'll come in and he calls it his country Christmas, and it's wonderful. Yeah.
How many seniors do you think that you provide services for offhand?
Just lunch alone, we provide approximately 100 to 125 a day. Wow. Then we have our Meals on Wheels program that we provide, and that's about 100 a week.
Whoa, I didn't realize there was
so
that
we
many.
Serve about 125 a day. That's 700 a week there, plus our Meals on Wheels, another 100. We serve about 800 meals a week.
Wow, that's
just the meals.
Just
and then
the meals
Don's
alone,
trips, Don's transportation. We serve another probably 150 people or so a month on transportation alone. So we're a busy group.
Yeah, I noticed that here also it had something about you have a blind support group.
We do. We have a blind support group. They come in the last Wednesday of each month. And that group is growing as well. They started out with just a few folks, and it's up to probably 15 or 18 people a month, and it's open to anybody that needs to come in. And it's the last Wednesday of every month at 12:30. And they're always there.
Very good. And also, I know that the free craft classes.
Craft classes are Tuesday afternoons. The beading group is on Monday afternoons. And we have a Walmart, we call our Walmart Wednesday. And Wednesday morning, we take our seniors that need to go to Walmart to pick up a few things, not for humongous shopping, of course. But we can leave the center about 9:30, so if anybody needed to go to Walmart and didn't want to hassle with the parking and the goings-on at Walmart, they can get on our bus at 9:30 and go over to Walmart, do their shopping, and then they come back about 11, just before lunch, and they have lunch with us. So
Hey,
that's
that's
a service that's provided for free as well.
All right. Give the folks the telephone number that they can call, and especially for a volunteer, if people want to volunteer for the holidays.
Our
here
number
for
is
Christmas.
727-5008. I don't know it.
Well, let's see. I think I got it down here on the
Is
paper.
it on there
here.
somewhere?
It's
Yeah.
on the paper here. there. So-
727-5008, and our hours are 9 to 3,
Right.
Monday through Friday.
And then if they want to call the transportation.
Transportation is a separate number, and his number is 751-6860, and that's Don. Don is there from 7 to 3, Monday through Friday.
Listen, thanks for coming in and
Thank
sharing
you
that
so much,
information.
Al.
And
Thank
I
you
look
a
forward to
lot.
seeing you again.
I'll be back.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
Happy
Christmas
New Year.
to you and everybody in Pahrump.
All right.
Thank you.
Stay tuned, folks. We shall return after these messages. Don't go away. Hey, listen.
what? Yes, darling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the cowboy cooking?
Yes.
I think that he's going to come and do something about some beautiful holiday cooking.
I think so. I don't think he's coming to the studio, but we're going
no,
to go
I
to
mean
him.
he's going to do that. That's
I
what
know.
I'm saying.
Oh, well, just
There's
get
the
it straight.
possibility.
Let's see
that
what he's going to show us.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's do it.
Howdy y'all, welcome to the Chuck Wagon Cowboy Show. Ron Locke here. Welcome to my kitchen. Well, today we're gonna feature a recipe that's near and dear to my heart. It's a recipe that's gonna be in my upcoming cookbook called Cooking with Mama. That's gonna be out in October. Recipe's called No Peak Chicken, and I'll get to why it's called No Peak Chicken later on in the episode here. But first, what I want to do is introduce the ingredients that we're going to be using today in our recipe. That's going to be six chicken breasts here, 2.5 cups of milk, 10 ounces of cream of celery soup, 10 ounces of cream of mushroom soup, 1 1/4 cups of rice, and 1 packet of onion soup mix. Now, the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go ahead and preheat the oven. Now, that's very important if you're going to be doing any of your baking or cooking, because you want a hot oven to get the meal going. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. Go ahead and set this 365. Alright, well, we got our chicken here. We're going to make sure that we wash this before we put it into our bowl to get ready for our casserole. So you always want to make sure you wash this good, because you never know what can be on this. You know, my mama always was very careful. She always talked about salmonella. I can't even say it. Hey, you know, but you all know what I'm talking about. But you know, that poisonous stuff, you know, that makes you sick. But anyway, you know, you always want to make sure you get all that stuff off. So that's what we're doing. We want to make sure you pat it dry, because you don't want extra liquid into your casserole, because there's enough in there now. So we're just going to pat this dry like so. And we're just going to put it in the bowl. And we're going to do that with our other breast here. As I grew up later on, Mama started getting me more involved with the actual preparing and planning of meals. I think I was 14 when I first made my first meal. I made it for my parents' 26th wedding anniversary. Now, there's a story behind that. It's in the book, actually, coming up. And you don't have to read about it. It's pretty cool. Mama got sick and they couldn't go out. My dad had these big plans. Daddy had big plans for the meal. And so I was kind of put to pressure to do something for them, because Mama was really kind of sad. And so that's kind of when I started my own cooking skills, and being on my own was 14. So, well, we have here our 6 chicken breasts, nicely patted dry. And we are going to transfer these over to our casserole dish. So we're at the point of starting our casserole here, and we're going to go through and we're going to add in our cream of mushroom sauce, soup, kind of saucy. Add that in, get that all good, put it in there like so. You want to make sure you get as much as you can because it's a major ingredient to this recipe here. Alright, so that's good. Next we're going to go ahead and get our cream of celery. Now cream of celery is interesting because you don't see that in a lot of recipes. But for this one, I've tried different creams, cream of chicken, cream of asparagus. The cream of celery seems to work the best. So, that's my one. You can try different ones if you want, but this is my favorite. So, but be experimental. That's what all cooking's all about, to be experimental and try different things. So, there we go. Okay. Now, we're going to go ahead and take our rice and layer that in. Now I know it looks like I'm making a big mess here, but we're gonna get it good here in a second. Okay. Take our 2½ cups of milk and we're gonna pour that in, and then we're gonna play a little troweling here in the casserole. I'll show you what that is. Now this is one of my KISS recipes. Now when I say KISS, that's an acronym I use. It's called Keeping It Short and Simple. And that is my goal as a chuck wagon cowboy, is to make my meals short and simple, KISS style, for people that are just getting into the kitchen for the first time, children, adults, people, if you've never been in there before, it's a great way to start. These comfort foods are wonderful, and the novice kitcheneers, you got to start somewhere, and these are the greatest ones to start with. So, alright, so we're going to take our fork, a simple thing like a fork, and you're just going to go ahead and trowel. I call it trowel it. You're going to trowel and mix the ingredients this way. Now you want to do it lengthwise first. It's kind of like playing with Play-Doh or cement or something like that. And I know, again, it looks a little messy, but we're going to get it good here in a second. So you're just going to do that, and then you're just going to go from side to side to front and back. And what you're doing is you're mixing all this together. Alright? And we're just going to do a real quick trowel again. You ain't got to be fancy about this. Okay? And like so. There you go. Real simple. It's a KISS idea. Alright? So, now we get to go ahead and add the big enchiladas here, the chickens. Put the chicken breast in like so. Just going to lay them in. Nothing fancy. Just kind of make them all fit in. Nice and nestled like. So we got our chicken in there. Ah, my favorite. We guys like to pizzazz it up a little bit. So we're going to put a little of our onion mix in here. And we're just going to sprinkle it in. You can pour it in, but I like to add the extra oniony parts on top of the chicken breast. That's kind of the dessert of the chicken itself. So I'm going to do something like this. It's like a yeehaw thing here, Because once you get this out of the oven and taste it for the first time, you're going to be like, yeehaw! So we're going to do some of this here like so. You see what I'm doing though? I mean, if you can kind of see, I'm getting it, all that oniony stuff is getting on these breasts like so. Now some of it's going to come off in the cooking processes, but, and you got a little bit here, and then you can kind of just do something like that. We have one last thing we need to do with this, and this is where the no peek part comes into play. I happen to have one conveniently cut piece of aluminum foil, and you want to make sure that you get this very, very sealed around this casserole, because the key into this recipe is the steaming aspect. And if you get any holes into this at all, you're going to lose the steam effect that is so important for making this chicken nice and juicy. Turn this around because I need to get to the other side. Nice and juicy, and that rice needs to get cooked thoroughly. So it's extremely important to seal this down. And yeah, it takes a little bit, but we'll get there. Alright, one more turn around. See, I love having fun with my cooking. That's the whole key. You got to have fun with what you do, and I love it. I love it. All right, well, we're ready to put our casserole in the oven right now, and you want to make sure that you put this in, again, 365 for an hour and 15 minutes, and then let it set for another 15 minutes, and we'll get to that when we take it out of the oven. So let's get started. So while this is cooking, I'm going to go out in the backyard and build me a fire pit, because you know what? I got something real special cooking on for the next episode of the Chuck Wagon Cowboy Show. Well, here is our no-peat chicken casserole already. It's out of the oven. We've unfoiled it, and we've actually plated ourselves a presentation plate here. So we're going to go ahead and dig into this and see how it turned out. So let's see how this worked out. Alright, let's see how this tastes. Well, helps you get a bigger bite. That is some good chicken. That is some good chicken. I'm telling you, you got to try this. The whole onion topping of this thing makes it. And that's all I got to say. But you got to try it for yourself and see. Well, thank you for coming to our show tonight. Hope you enjoyed our no-peat chicken. Make sure you come out and check my Facebook page, Ron Locke, that's with an E. And hope you all come over and check me out. So from Chuck Wagon Cowboy, Ron Locke speaking, I just want to say good eating and happy trails.
Productions.
Now that was delicious.
You think?
That was good. I'm going to try some of that.
I'd like to really, maybe we should take a trip down to Florida
That's an idea.
and meet him.
He's pretty cute.
He is kind of cute.
Well, he's going to help me find some, the food and
Something, but we got to go to a
something like
commercial.
that.
He'll just
Okay,
keep
if
talking.
you
And
insist,
we'll be
right?
back when we
You
come
told me
back
to
from this
talk.
commercial.
You told me
I
to
know,
talk. I
he
was
likes to
talking. Trying to talk.
Oh, yeah, and that too. And furthermore, la, 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 la.
I was still talking.
Yeah, you were. We were talking all the way through all those commercials.
I couldn't help it.
Well, that's okay.
It's my nature.
It is your nature.
And I was shy when I was a kid.
I know. Did you see our background?
Yes.
It makes it feel like kind of cozy in here.
It is cozy.
It helps to have a heater right beside me. Heating me up a little because it's a nippy out there today.
Well, you must understand, it's cold out there, and you must understand that
Oh, the
since I'm
weather
from Chicago,
outside is
is
frightful.
frightful. And I'm from Chicago, so it's cold in Chicago, and so
Yes.
maybe
You're just
I'm
feeling
still
for
used
them.
to it.
No, you're just feeling for them.
You think so?
Yeah, feeling for all your friends and family still
That's
there.
true. They talked about it was cold and freezing and so forth, and I said, well, it doesn't freeze too much here.
But
You
when
know,
it does, it can get pretty darn
it
chilly.
can, but it doesn't last long.
No, it doesn't.
What will
last
happen is that during noon, it'll warm up, and you'll be back up in those 50s or 60s.
That's right. I have the word for the day
What's the word for the day?
because I find it very fascinating.
Okay.
And that word is paraprosdokians.
What?
Dokians. Paraprosdokians.
What is that?
Paraprosdokians.
Yeah.
And that is a figure of speech in which the latter part of the sentence or phrase is surprising or unexpected, frequently used in humorous situations like, where there's a will, I want it to be in it. I want to be in it, not you.
Oh, God, that's a good one.
But, you know, it's like, I think some that we've probably used before.
Yeah.
To steal ideas from one person is plagiarism. To
Yeah.
steal from many is research.
Ah!
Yeah, there are some cute ones here.
Yeah.
I didn't say it was your fault. I said I was blaming you.
Ooh.
So those are called paraprosdokians.
I probably couldn't say
Why
that.
the heck?
I have to
Excuse me,
practice that
but
one.
why the heck in our English language do we have to go with these long words? Why couldn't you just say funny things backwards? call it a funny thing backward.
That's
backward
an
word.
idea. Why
Or
not?
backward phrase, or
Backward phrase.
humorous phrase.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, I know, Pat. We'll get to next week.
Next week. What's next week anyway?
Next week is 1 week close to Christmas. I know that. Is that a para production?
Yes, that's one too. Yeah.
Anyway, we've got 30 seconds, so we do have.
Al's going to do the night before Christmas.
Night before.
He's going to be reading the night
Was
before
the night
Christmas.
before Christmas.
I will have
and
Kelly
all through the
Almond back, and he and I will be doing some more Christmas tunes
Yay.
for you, whether or not you want them or not.
Valley
You're getting
Electric.
them.
Yay.
We'll have Valley Electric here doing their Valley Electric thing.
And from Valley Floral, our new sponsor.
Front Belly
Floral,
Floral.
which was recently purchased by some
Yeah.
lovely people. So we've got a full show for next week, just
Right.
like today. So we love you, and we'll see
Yay.
you back next week.
Bye
Go
bye.
Christmas shopping. Be safe.
That's right. Bye bye.
Bye.
Next week for another entertaining and informative hour of Young at Heart. Have a good day.
Fairy tales can come true. It can happen to you if